From the first day we looked up, saw the sun and thought, what the fuck is that? We have woven tales of the divine to explain the unknown. The angels exploited our superstitious nature, manipulating us to build on our mythology rather than abandon it when science offered us the answers to the questions that once terrified us. Still, every question we answered opened new doors and revealed more questions. Even the most rational of us has wondered what lies beyond our reach, beyond our understanding. Armed as we are with insight, from time to time we encounter something that makes us wonder, what the fuck was that?
We're going to begin with D. So go ahead and give me everybody, please. Not everybody is up currently. It's just D. D, you have been very sick for about 4 months. You've been in and out of restless sleep. You've been having strange dreams. And in the dreams, you were different versions of yourself. Like you dreamed about traveling desolation. You dreamed about settling down and getting married. Like all these dreams during these fitful periods, like entirely different lives being lived. You have a metallic discoloration of your nail beds, so it looks like your nails are silver. They're not actually, it's just the nail beds, but that's the way they look. Your eyelids also have that same, you look real 80s disco. You got the silver going on, and that appears to be permanent as well.
She looks like Dazzler.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
For like 2 seconds, I could make that happen, but that's fine.
So this is, well, a Dazzler is a very old superhero character that you have no reason to ever have read. So you have discovered that you've gotten better to the point where you only occasionally get these very powerful headaches, but you're up and about, you're feeling better. You're picking up the kind of, and by the way, for anyone that's watching that doesn't know what the hell we're talking about, an experiment was done on D using nanites, because nanites are a form of magic in certain forms of sci-fi, and the treatment was intended to rewire her neurological system. There were side effects, including the ones we've described. So you've discovered that you're picking up on things like micro expressions more ably than you were. So some of your disconnected strangeness is beginning to fade. You seem to be processing. It's almost like rebooting that period where kids are around 3 or 4 when they're just soaking up that kind of stuff. So it's like getting a shot and your brain does that again,
Gotcha.
which has been kind of overwhelming, but actually good. Winona is actually away. She's not at the settlement. She is trying to acquire some meds she thinks will help with your migraines. That information delivered, I am going to cut to a secret room beneath the Shire, beneath the repurposed multi-mart where our heroes live. You're in the secret room behind the magically guarded door, and you're sitting with Gordon, the stock boy who you call Merlin. So you opened the door.
I did.
Do you regret it?
No, I don't think so.
Just so you know, I can see him. He's sitting right behind you, and he looks very smug. Well, I'm not sure everyone can see him. There's a reason you call me Merlin.
Yeah, well, I can't see him, and I can't remember everything that happened.
Well, you can't see him because he's you, dear boy.
Well, I can see myself when I look in a mirror or whatever.
So at this point, he looks away suddenly and seems kind of disarmed, which is not something you're used to seeing from him. There's someone or something approaching. Make a sensitivity roll.
Sounds good. Sense 4. 1 sec. I gotta get my dice. Here we go. 2 partials.
Okay, so that's going to give you feel something, but you have no idea what it is or how far it is. But
Sense a presence coming.
yes, there's an energy, certainly.
An energy.
It's strong enough that I'm not sure if my defenses will hold.
Well, should I go see where it's coming from?
Yes, you should probably alert Erik.
Okay.
I think he's in charge of the defenses when your
Nona's away.
friend is gone.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. But we got to come back. I got to talk about the guy that you see behind me, but
I'm going to focus on the defenses for right now, but we'll put a magical thumbtack in that.
Okay. Well, okay. That sounds good. I like a thumbtack.
So he waves and the wall opens. Erik, you're sitting in you've rigged basically a gunner's seat with an office chair that you've bolted to the roof by the autocannon. It's a nice vantage point. You've still got Karen with you because I don't think you want to cheat on your wife. But the autocannon is pretty fine.
So I'm just kind of riding back and forth and like kind of scoping around. I mean, I've been up there for a while, so I'm just, kind of enjoying the day, feeling content for the first time in a really long time. Nothing could possibly go wrong today.
Yeah, I can think of 3 musical cues that we can't afford, but I bet you know the ones I'm talking about. So you swing the gun and the chair around, and you see coming down the road a little like Whip's wife, the way you encounter her. She was just by herself, no guards. Reminiscent of that, there is a woman walking directly towards the Shire who is described as, and I'm gesturing at Tanya. You can't tell because we're nowhere near each other, but I'm waving at you.
So the woman you see is about 5'5", 5'6", rugged. She looks very rugged, like she's used to hard work, and she grew up using her hands, earning her keep, and she's brown skin, and she's got, from a distance, it seems like braids or something, but as she gets closer, you see their locks, and they're kind of up in a bun, and she's very practically dressed. Sweater, kind of what's left of jeans, and some boots, and she is walking with purpose towards you.
So the other thing is she resembles D.
Resembles D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like an echo of D, basically.
Okay.
No, just literally resembles. Like D and B were clones, like they were identical.
Right, I was about to say,
is not that. There's
resembles or is matching.
Well, considering she's brown skinned and you're not, she couldn't be matching.
Well, but yes, I got you. So, but you're like, there is a family resemblance.
Well, I'm not going to.
Okay, we'll get to.
But I am going to say resemblance.
Let's semantically debate that sentence for.
Are you talking to your gun at this point?
Yeah, no. I kind of stand up and put my arm on the gun.
Yeah.
Not in a like threatening way, but just in a hey, this is my gun kind of way, and kind of with the other hand go, hi.
So at this point, Navad comes up the ladder to your position.
Erik, there's somebody. I think that's the presence.
So make bonus because it's a magical test.
I get a bonus on my sense.
Yeah, you got that feat for that.
Look at me, I'm rolling terrible. I was rolling great in the green. I got a partial.
It's still partial though.
Yeah,
I'm going to give you that definitely tracks as her. Like that's what you're feeling. But
Okay.
again, you can't feel much more than that. But that is, considering the way Gordon was talking about it, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tanya, she's kind of unassuming looking. So it's not like you're seeing someone that you're like, it doesn't really match his apprehension.
Yeah. So, like she's walking with purpose, but she's not like looking dangerous. She doesn't have that constantly staring around her air that someone who's always like paranoid or on the lookout for someone has. She's just like, she's got somewhere to be, but she's not like looking around and looking suspicious, and what shouldn't raise or rouse suspicion, at least not the way she's thinking about it. She's just going.
Yeah.
Cool. And it's not like you're decked out with like 8 samurai swords and a
bandolier full of knives that
you know of.
Yeah, but we don't obviously
wouldn't be our first.
But at first glance, she just seems like, middle-aged woman that is on her way to run some errands, looking for water, food. Who knows? She could be looking for another person.
All right. So what you see is a shortish goblin fella, who's kind of hairy and burly, stocky, not dwarfish, but not tall either. Probably a little bit shorter than you if you're 5'5". Extraordinarily long arms that hanker or call to a primate in your mind. Resplendent in a purple velvet jacket and lots of pins, and an eye patch over what is essentially his third eye to keep everything in focus. He's also green. So you should know that you'll notice he's a goblin right off the bat, but he's not particularly threatened or jittery at the situation. So he meets your energy with the same sort of energy, kind of.
And if you're you're in kind of a watch station,
I'm at the top of a roof. That's like a as I recall it, it's like a 10-foot. It's like a flat roof.
This is an off-brand Buc-ee's that's been made into a settlement, and there's a bunch of Ren Fair flags hanging from it. He's on like the corner, and they've mounted an auto cannon up there, and he's standing next to it. And there's an office chair for him as a gunner station. So he's like over there.
And for those who don't know what Buc-ee's is, it's a Texas truck stop. It's a brand of truck stop in Texas. So it's like it's like a big one of these big like off
like a Love's or a Flying J or some such.
Yeah.
And next to him is a young man described as follows.
So next to Erik. Your character would see a tall, lanky, probably even from a distance reads as a teen, a late adolescent. He's probably about 6'5" or 6'6", dressed in kind of shabby wizard robes that were obviously ganked from some kind of costume shop or something. Maybe a little bit homemade, but probably more on the costume shop side of things. A denim jacket over that with a bunch of patches and whatever. He's got like a emo goth kind of comb over hair floppy on the side and shaved on the sides. He has been described by our fans as the Hot Topic mage. So that's kind of that.
Because I have to be this guy. That's emo, Shannon.
It's emo more than goth. Okay, fine.
The thing over the one side over there. That'd be emo.
Okay, fine. Look, so regardless, and he's as long as Erik's arms are, it's kind of like what his leg structure is. He's very high waisted. I keep referring to Baron Trump as a body type. So he's just like goofy looking. He's like 6'6".
So you're Baron Trump as drawn by Venture Brothers.
I'm Baron Trump as drawn by Venture Brothers, and let's just say politically with the Venture Brothers aesthetic.
Yeah, it's fair.
Although I don't know what Baron's politics are. I think he's just
I have my hopes.
Zoomer kid who
All right, so
doesn't like his dad.
Mharta, the long-armed goblin person has waved at you.
What are you doing up there?
Hanging out, watching. What are you doing down there?
Walking, making my way downtown.
Fairly interesting. I have to ask, you know anybody in particular, or are you just hanging out?
I'm looking for somebody, I think.
How can I help?
Well, first you could not aim that gun at me.
Oh, I haven't aimed anything at you.
I know you're kind of chummy with that gun you're hanging all over.
Yeah, but I got a primary.
Sure, that doesn't make me feel any better, but all right.
No, you're not in any danger as long as you don't bring any.
Look at me. I'm a middle-aged lady. I'm just kind of walking.
Yeah, and I'm a small green gorilla, and I'm the most dangerous person you're likely to meet today. So,
You sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay.
The doors open up, and a guy, maybe 28, comes out wearing a tabard over the usual piecemeal waster stuff. And he's got that belted. And welcome to the Shire, my lady. Do you care for a churro?
Or a what?
A churro.
Sure.
Tis a delicacy of old England. He hustles.
Sure.
Yeah, and you can tell there's dozens of people in and around this facility. Like, that place is actually fairly huge, and they've built that out. So there's little compounds in it that would be like almost a tent village inside the building. So there's an area that's kind of a visitor's center that's almost like a general store. But then there's up against the walls, there's tents and kind of a shanty town.
Okay.
So it's definitely a settlement here.
You all been here long?
Oh, did we go with her? Or?
No, she's standing at the corner of the building talking up at you.
Oh, yeah. We've been here.
What happened to the guy who brought me the churro?
He ran in to get a churro.
Oh, okay.
He didn't have him with us.
No, he did not come out. Well, you could instruct him.
Which of our lovely villagers is that one? Do we have a name for that? Which of our lovely villagers is that?
Oh, that's Gregor.
Gregor, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've done much with him. Where's Dee during all of this? Sorry.
She's in a room. She's been recovering from her nanite fever for want. It's just, well, it sounds like a disco song, but
it's driving me crazy. We've been here about, I guess, maybe 8 or 9 months now, probably.
Yeah. We they kind of decided that they call us lords and stuff, and now we got a mayor. It's complicated, but we help protect these guys, so they let us stay.
Comes out with a warm churro and a little bit of paper. It smells of cinnamon and fat and bread and all wonderful things. Milady, your churro.
Accepted graciously, and kind of wonder where on earth he could have gone to get a warm churro, but then realize I've got a treat and it's sugar. So if it's poisoned, at least it'll be delicious when I die.
It is, in fact, amazing.
Okay.
Everybody gets a churro complimentary when they come. I wouldn't worry too much about it if I were you.
Look, things have been weird with the state of the world, and rarely has anyone greeted me with a warm pastry when I enter their settlement. Usually they're more concerned I'm a bandit, even though I don't think I look like a bandit.
That's why we've been here 9 months now.
All right.
So-
So what can we
said
do for you?
Well, you said you had a mare.
Yeah.
She's away right now. Our friend D, it's a long story, but she got sick with little robots, and our mayor is a veterinarian, and she can help heal people. So she went to see if she could go find some stuff. So she's not here right now. It's kind of me and Erik that are here right now. I'm Lord Navad, by the way. Then they call all of us Lord, so I'm kind of like Lord Navad. I was already Lord Navad before I got here.
All right there.
Okay, hey.
So hold on now. I was raised on a farm. I've taken care of many sick animals. But you said a veterinarian for your friend D?
It's the only healer that we have right now. She's the only one who knows medicine. She knows medicine pretty good, and it's it's helped. She's helped us a lot in a pinch.
Well, I've got a little bit of a healing touch, and actually she's the one I'm looking for.
Oh, my friend D.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you stay here with Erik. I'll go get her.
Why don't I come down so that we're not standing at floor away
I do
from
love
each
the
other
idea of
yelling.
shooting that entire scene, and it's everything you said, but it's recontextualized as, well, I'm looking for your friend. So you guys,
we were-
I'm just yelling.
So I kind of leap down, swing down with my arms with a sort of ridiculous dexterity, and land like right next to you and kind of wipe myself off and go, "Hi, I'm Erik."
Okay. I'm Mharta.
Pleasure to meet you. Where are you from, Mharta?
Hi, Mharta.
Hello.
It's Lord Navad.
the VOD heads inside to go get tea.
Do I really have to call you Lord?
Oh no, you can just call me Lord, or you can just call me Navad. That my friends just call me Navad.
Well, I just met you. Let's not get too excited and say we're friends.
Okay, you can just call. Sometimes I'll even answer to "Hey you."
So D, because I know the D exists in at least in her head, it's sort of a pseudo anime pocket dimension. When the VOD comes looking for you, we're gonna see her putting on her clothes. So be chaste. It's always like rated very soft PG in anime, unless you watch the other ones. So but Navad will catch the, oh, right. And you'll kind of see that he sees that. So we'll probably get a, huh? Like, you know that expression? Yeah.
You get the anime blush face kind of thing momentarily. Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
okay. She's gotten ready. She looks in better spirits and more sturdy health than she's looked in weeks.
Navad, what are you doing here?
Hey D, you look good. I mean, like for your health. I mean, I like the way you look.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna stop you before you go further down.
Okay.
I drew you a picture. Do you want to see? Or
okay.
I mean, it's not like for. I mean, maybe it's just for me, but it's of you. And anyway.
Oh, that's sweet. That's really a sweet drawing.
Thanks. I've been working on it for about 6 days.
Hey, okay. So, I came to get you because, get a load of this.
It doesn't hurt my feelings that you're not saying hello to me.
Oh, wait, is that Jeepers?
Yep.
Okay.
So on her table, a mannequin torso with a wig head and all kinds of technology bolted to it.
Hover.
It was.
But now
we modded him to be, he's like
he got modded.
he is the version
Oh.
that D always wanted, or
Right,
B
sorry.
always wanted.
Okay, this is Shannon
They
saying.
took the
I forgot about
personality chip out and put it in this
In the
Frank
man-
monstrosity.
Actual robot.
You've seen Big Hero 6, right? We replaced the green chip with the red chip.
I got you. Oh, hey, Jeepers. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot that you were. I forgot you're in here. And obviously I forgot what you were like. D. Okay, get a load of this. Get a load of this. Okay, you know how you've been feeling really bad?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know how Winona left to go see if she could find something that would help you?
Yeah, she's still gone.
She's still gone, but get a load of this. I was hanging out with Merlin down in the special dungeon, like, the room downstairs with him. It's not really a dungeon, but it's like a thing. Anyway, so we started getting like magical vibes, like something powerful was coming here. And then it was a lady. It was just some lady. And she was like, she kind of looks like you. And she was like, I'm here for the sick girl. And she's hanging out with Erik right now. She had
Oh, no.
Gregor gave her a churro and everything.
The last time this happened, my sister died and I got yeeted into a whole new life experience. So maybe no. Maybe let's just tell her to go home.
She seems normal.
The lady said no, Navad.
I
Yeah,
said
but
maybe no. Jeepers, don't put words in my mouth.
Would you like to play a nice game of chess?
Maybe later. I think
Okay.
we should gamble with this new queen. And if it doesn't work out, I'll come and play queens and kings with you, Jeepers.
I'm assuming kings and queens because that's the only chess pieces you could find.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I'm
just,
picturing a
that's just
chess
what
board.
I call it.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
it's like chess, but it's a like make-out game.
There's only 4 pieces. It takes all of about 30 seconds every time. There's only
It's all we could find in the
Yeah.
buttons. Yeah.
every piece is so autonomous it can literally do whatever it wants.
So do you want to bring her down to D, or do you want to come up with?
No, I'll go up.
Okay. Jeepers shuts down.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, Jeepers.
Hi, GP.
So you are standing outside talking, and the bot comes out in company of D. What does D look like physically?
So D is a pure, which means that she has like no blemishes or like battle scars. She looks like clean for this world. She's probably about 5'5". She's got light colored hair, a soft pink like hue or glow to her skin, and she's got a really small frame, but she is really like lean muscle built. She looks kind of like a ballerina.
So
Wearing like a green hood and like a green kind of little, I don't want to say tracksuit, but like athletic wear. Found a little bandana recently, so she wears a little bandana, and then just she likes to draw whenever she's not in battle.
So Mharta, you would see a little bit of a resemblance right away because you would see it in the mirror, right? So this person looks a little like you. D, Mharta looks, there's a resemblance, like, you've obviously got the experience of your sisters. That's different though. This is like a cousin or an aunt, but like it's somebody that definitely, if you put them together, you go, yeah, they're probably related.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
I'm D. I guess I hear you're looking for me. This is so cool. You look like us. Like me. Like me and my family. This is really wild.
And at that, Mharta just kind of looks at her skin and then looks at Dee and looks at her skin like,
So you can definitely still see in her like bone structure, and it's still there, right? But obviously is not some of the let's what's the most practical way to put it? Normally more dominant traits clearly aren't present. So that's a little strange, but
So question, Mike. Obviously, so Mharta is also free of obvious mutations, like me and Erik.
right, but doesn't have that like shine like the pures in a world. It's a little like Monty Python. You know, how do you know he's the king?
Oh, okay.
Like everybody's kind of grungy, and a lot of people have some mutation. When somebody is like, I think what one of the original games in this genre they called it pure strain human. If somebody's completely unmutated, they stand out.
Right.
You know, and she doesn't. Mharta doesn't look like that. She looks like a waster.
Okay, I got you. Like a okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like she's been out and about and seen some things.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I was looking for you.
Were you born in a lab by chance?
That's really a rude question.
I only asked because I was born in a lab, so I was trying to put some things together. That's all.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't.
Well, I'm right here. What can I help you with?
Actually, just go with my pouch and pull out a single white feather and hold it up for D, and ask
Okay.
if the name Grace means anything.
So there'll be a variety of reactions to that. D's will be, well, no, you saw that too. All three of you recognize that as an angel feather.
Oh yeah.
That's not a dove feather. That is not an eagle feather. It's the size and shape, and there's a little bit of like a silveriness to it. Like she pulls out an eagle feather.
Why do you have this? Where did this come from?
Grace left it for me and said I should seek you out.
So Tanya, a lot of that was not given to you on purpose. Some of this is blanks, and you don't know these things.
Okay. I mean, I know that I know Grace left it for me, but that's as far as I am.
Feel free to ask clarification questions if you need. It's fine, just ask up front. But there are intentionally gaps here of things that you're like, what the hell, and should be what the hell.
As I'm holding the feather up, I just kind of look at all of them. Angels don't exist.
Oh yeah. No, they do.
Definitely do.
Okay, so I can give Tanya this bit of insight. So in the setting, and this is something that Mharta just may not believe.
Okay.
The scuttlebutt is because it's a world without mass media, right? So information has gone back to word of mouth, and it's 100 years since the fall. So a lot of the continuity of information, it's suddenly fake news is the only news, which makes it hard to really find out what's true. But people say that the angels were aliens all along, and that they would just say, I am the angel, I come from God, and they were lying, and that they guided the evolution of the human race, and then eventually set them against each other and engineered the downfall of humankind. So in theory, the angels are the bad guys.
Okay.
And supposedly they live in the few remaining large cities, and they are shipping plastic off to space. But I can see someone with Mharta's disposition being, have you heard yourself talk?
Yeah. Kind of like it's a bird feather. What are you talking about?
Yeah, totally.
Like Mharta's like Han Solo hearing about Jedis and just being like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, midichlorians. Okay, sure.
Okay, the Force, cool.
That's convenient, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she's still standing there with this very large feather between her fingers, going, come on, you know that this is just a bird feather, right?
You ever seen a bird that size?
You ever seen a bird? Like an actual real bird?
Not in many, many, many years. And
Right.
with all the mutations, there could be birds bigger than this flying around for all we know.
We saw an angel, and it was captured by some guys, and then its body got booby trapped, and it killed Dee's sister.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Unfortunately, due to said experiences, we can confirm that they're real. Did so Grace left this for you? You didn't make contact with Grace or talk to her at all?
I was a little late to meet her.
You didn't find a body or anything, did you? Like she's
Out of
dead.
context, did I find a body?
I don't remember the wording of what I gave you. I can double check.
I just wanna make
That
sure
there was a
John's not
crater.
dead.
Oh
I
yeah,
see
no,
there was
there was no body.
Okay.
That the wound area was a crater about 600 feet across with it was glass at the bottom. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And Marta just shakes her head. Not based on what I found. Somehow this storage bunker survived, and the vid from her and this feather were all that I found.
Sorry, did you say a video from her?
Yes.
So you know about the storage bunker, and I think the party does, because she had that hidden area with the second car that
Yeah.
was intentionally aside from the facility.
Mhm.
That's probably what Marta's talking about.
Right.
Guys, what do you make of this? What do we do?
We gotta watch the video, right?
Did you, Marta? Did you bring the video?
Well, yes. Why would I leave it for anyone to find?
That's
Well,
an excellent point.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Should we add an extra lord to your name for that deductive reasoning?
Listen, buddy. You married a gun. Don't tell me what's cool.
Did I miss a wedding?
Oh, yeah.
You're telling me right now that I missed a wedding and nobody came and woke me up?
Well, it was you missed two actually. It was a double wedding, but you never met the other people involved. But they were pretty exciting people.
Yeah.
It's like one of those opportunistic things where I had the opportunity to do what I knew I should have done, and so Karen and I are husband and shotgun, I guess.
I'm sorry, what?
Glad you made an honest gun out of her. Karen's got some, wandering bullets, so I'm glad you could bring her on in.
I'm sorry, did you say you married your gun?
Yeah, she's literally the only thing I can depend on.
I mean, we're good, but according to Erik, we're not reliable enough or something. So he had to marry his gun.
At least one of us has already died. I mean, it could happen again at any moment.
That's true. So
the video.
So you've got your little tech area that you really couldn't use, but B could, would have a screen with a player, or Marta, you have the map box that would play a video.
I'll just play it on the map box.
Okay. Yeah, she's got a little thing that's actually a cartographer device that shows the digital maps, and she pulls a thing out and then puts a chip in. And can I have a one-up, Colt? Of just me. I assumed you had that one. Okay. So the face of Grace appears full screen. Grace is a woman maybe at this point late 50s, pushing 60. Very the vibe is very like been working in a scientific outpost in the outback for 300 years and learned to talk to beetles. That kind of like, the coat with many pockets, that kind of look. She turns, and I'll not look to camera because I have to read. I'm assuming if you returned, it was to seek my counsel. I'm sorry to not be here for you. I also deeply regret my hubris and involving you in it. When you were in my charge, I was fanatically, recklessly devoted to experiments devoted to find ways to free our world of enemy occupation. Seek out D in the settlement known as the Shire. Ask her about Project Morningstar. Tell her that I took from you, but also gave you something that she shares. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't be sure who will end up seeing this. I love you, and I'm sorry. And then it ends.
Does this
Well-
mean anything to any of you?
Mike, do I remember Morningstar? Like, does that trigger anything in me on hearing it? As a
The-
human,
the
real person,
player should.
Well, D was only kind of there for the first
Yeah,
morning.
that's true.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't know. We can anything that the player doesn't remember, we can chalk up to robot headaches. But it sounds familiar. If nothing else, you heard the others talking about it. But the other people here will have remembered more, I assume.
Okay.
There's Morningstar again. Every time I hear
So-
that word, it makes me sick.
I'm sorry, Erik.
So, Mharta, we were hired to investigate a place that had a science station that turned out to be a project that was from before the fall, and it was a bunch of scientists who were tracking angels, like their orbits and what they were planning on doing to the Earth, et cetera, and nobody believed them, but it turned out to be 100% true. And that led us to Dee's mom, Grace, and her sisters, because her other sister, B, used to be with us, and then she was the one who died when there was an explosion on the booby-trapped angel, and then D kind of took her place. I mean, we miss B. D looks exactly the same, but they're different people. I mean, they're different. I mean, I got it all, Erik?
Yeah, that's about right.
It was pretty traumatic.
There is the one key I will nudge a bit as the GM. You do know what Morningstar was up to, and if you're intentionally withholding K's name, you do know that the experiment in that sense was successful.
Oh, right. No, Nevad's pretty naive. He's just gonna go for it. I forgot about the K part. So B and D were like clones that they were cooking up, and they kept trying to like. So the project was they were gonna like interbreed humans and angels to see if they could get one that could work and would be viable. And well, eventually they got one who was named K, and then she took off with this lady Nomi. Oh, you don't know Nomi, do you? No. That was me asking Mharta.
Yeah.
Just because I.
No, that's why I said no.
Oh, okay. I'm still a little hung up on Nomi.
Nevad lost his virginity to Nomi.
Oh, I see. No.
Erik, what are you doing?
I'm saying it as me, not as I'm just.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I know Mharta was in character. I'm fine to be in character.
And because the GM sees the potential for unnecessary confusion here, I will go ahead and edit your script because saying interbreed conjures the wrong images.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them what it was, because I like, obviously it was they were genetic experiments. They weren't
Splicing.
Correct.
it wasn't a forced mating of like
Yeah, it was not like a mid-70s like we need a woman and an angel.
No. Yeah, it was genetic. It was the combination of genetic materials to see if they could cook up
Perfect.
a hybrid human
Angel.
angel combo. Yes, and we met one, and that was Project Morningstar.
All right. Well, I hadn't heard of it, and that sounds horrifying.
It was kind of messed up.
Every last bit of it is horrifying. You are absolutely right.
So now that you've heard the tape or the vid, any idea why she'd send me to you?
Well, I mean, clearly she's got to be letting us know that, you know, either she was visited by angels or the angels took something, or maybe Kay came back. I don't know.
But also, what did the video say? That she took something from. Wait, hold on. Play the video back
Yeah,
again.
you can wind that back.
We'll watch it back.
Yeah, the important thing you're looking for was tell her I took from you, but also gave you something she shares.
Tell her I took something from you, gave her something she shares.
Yep.
So, Mharta, Grace took something from you?
No, because she wasn't there by the time I arrived.
Okay, so
I think she
now,
took something from D and gave D something that she shares with
I'll
Kay.
go ahead and give Mharta, because she's certainly a smart enough person. You remember all of those medical tests and procedures that she did?
Yes.
She told you were to make sure that you were healthy because of all of the, you know, toxins out in the waste. She
Yeah.
did an awful lot of blood draws.
Mharta will think for a moment, and then she has that horrible oh.
I notice it on her face right away with all these new like things that I'm going through or whatever. So I just like run up to her really quick and I'm like, hey, do you want a little support? Can I put my hand on your shoulder? Are you okay?
Mharta actually backs up like, look, I just met you. Like, no touching.
So let me clarify for Danielle, because it's something I think I remember D asking, and if she didn't on camera, she would have off. But I think this is a question she asked, which was to Grace, are you my mom? And she was not. So one question you never answered was, you're half angel, which is the dude that blew up all over your sister. You never answered what the other half is. You came from somewhere. So the question would be, who was the biological donor of your human DNA?
And that's for D or for me?
That's for Danielle. She would get that bit of insight because you did ask those questions.
Okay. Okay, guys. It feels like Grace is trying to confirm this whole like angel thing, but I don't know where the rest of me comes from. What could you and I possibly share?
I'm
Look
going to
at you.
cinematically say, yeah, Eric. Like we do the double screen thing where the shot was popular in the 70s on TV movies, where you pull back and it turns the two screens looking at each other and then overlays them.
Yeah.
How similar they are. Yeah.
And then as it would do that overlay, D would also have that like that synapse moment where all the things connect and like everything's
well,
like.
And Erik just said, "Hey D."
Are you my mom?
No. Absolutely not.
Well, fine. This is just as disappointing as everything.
So while you're saying that, Mharta, internally, because I'm pretty clear what your external is, the timing's right. Because you left the compound about 20 years ago, a little more than 20 years ago, and that's her age.
Should we have some churros? Maybe.
Yes, with extra cinnamon. This situation calls for extra cinnamon.
Navad, come with me and grab some churros.
Oh, okay. All right, that sounds good.
So we're going to bypass this scene. You have a brief talk. Turns out you can relay the fact, we'll just go ahead and drop this, that it was She'll make it clear, not mom, genetic donor. On top of that, unwitting, unknowing, unwilling genetic donor. She'll tell you that Grace, she spent time with Grace for a while as a younger woman. And while she was there, Grace took very good care of her and was kind of a mentor and a caregiver, taught her medical skills. But at the time, did blood draws and things and was treating her. But apparently, in that process, took blood draws and then used those later in her experiments. And as she said in her tape, she admits her regret and admits to being very reckless about that, and used it in the experiments that you were a part of. So it makes it pretty clear. And we're going to do that just not as an in-character scene, just kind of as a narrative. Makes it clear. Glad to know this. Fills in some spaces for me. Glad you got those, your Mad Libs is a little filled in too. But not your mom. Also not super huggy, but churros sound amazing. So the two of you inside are sharing some churros and waiting for them to come back. It's, a narrative break of like a scene break. So 5-10 minutes. And they come in and they seem to have resolved their business.
Churros. Then Erik just hands churros around to everybody.
So Gordon has come up from the basement, and he is kind of standing there kind of looking a little sideways at Mharta. So Mharta, this is a dude that's middle-aged guy, like longish beard, but he's got like a stalker, like a shelf stalker apron on. And you can feel that he is watching you, and you felt that a couple of times, and it might be connected to whatever's going on with you, but you're not sure how, but you know it's significant. Like you, though, he's real unassuming looking. Like he's not some dude with a rotating crown of skulls or anything. He's, Gordon the stocking guy.
Yeah, I look up. It's like, can I help you with some?
Forgive me. I'm sorry. Nevada, introductions, maybe.
This is Mharta. Mharta, this is who we sent earlier. She seems very nice.
He sits down. There's a little food court in the area that's in the middle of this settlement. And it's very like 80s mall food court. Like there'd be Auntie Emma's pretzels, like that kind of thing. And he sits down. Forgive me, but do you know why I felt you approaching?
Without knowing much about you, no.
Well, so they call me Merlin because, and I don't like that they call me that often because I am a mage, and some people misunderstand that term, and it draws attention that I don't always want. But there is, I don't know if you know or believe this, but there is magic in the world now. And I'm one of those that can do magic.
And she looks him up and down, debating whether or not she wants to speak of what she thinks is burgeoning magic in herself, but she just kind of looks at him. It's like,
near as we can tell, the fall, the bombs, the things we did to the world changed it. They weakened physics. They weakened reality in ways that, well, Navad, do the thing.
We can't hear you, Navad.
Sorry, Navad was lost in thoughts for a second. And Navad, I'm gonna combo it a little bit. I'm going to levitate, and as he starts levitating, he puts on his flaming skull head, which, because I'm kind of calm, is just normal. It's a normal skull.
I like
And
for somebody that doesn't know the difference, you clarifying that it's just a normal flaming skull.
Right. And then I sort of, as I'm floating, I'm like, so this is what Merlin is talking about. Stuff like this.
So that's not, it's not a mutant power. He's using his willpower to redefine how the world acts around him.
Impressive.
Well, he's working on it, but I'm glad you've gotten to impressive, Navad.
Yeah, a lot of times people just laugh at me or think it's kind of dumb looking.
Not
Like-
me.
Well, I know Erik does though, and like,
100%. I still think it's dumb looking.
well, you've seen me like wreck stuff, dude.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you don't look dumb while you're doing it.
Okay.
Can you do that?
No, he can't do it, but he can shoot most things. So that's it's not magical though, but it's a pretty cool trick.
It looks magical when it's happening, though.
So I protect,
Anyone can learn to shoot a gun.
Not like me.
Hmm. I see.
so I protect this place, and when I felt you approaching, at first you felt like a potential threat.
And why did you think I was a threat?
No idea. I just sensed something that I felt could just walk right in here. Most magical things can't.
Well, as far as I know, I don't really have magic per se.
But you felt like you did.
I don't know if it's magic or just mutation showing up very, very late, but I've been known to pull off some interesting tricks.
Hmm. What kind of interesting tricks?
Some of
And
my
Navad.
companions, they swear they saw me bring a man back from the dead.
His eyebrow goes up.
Okay.
Well, death is a complex issue, and a lot of things that look like death aren't. My understanding is a lot of bleeding edge tech even before the fall that could restore life to something thought dead. And in the days that these people pretend, what people thought was dead was often just critical condition. How dead was your friend?
Dead. He had no pulse.
That doesn't sound like mutation to me. That sounds like magic.
Doesn't run in my bloodline as far as I know.
Doesn't have to. Navad, you have no one in your family that you're.
No, I'm a weirdo. That's why they kicked me out. And now I'm like, had to wander around and find like my own like family that I wanted to be with.
There are different traditions. A tradition is a way to contextualize and manage and learn to use magic, if that's what you have. I follow a ritual tradition that I've been teaching Navad. There's others though. Are there any circumstances that seem to be ones that cause the magic to manifest? People, places, situations?
Oh, there's plenty of situations I've made it through that could perhaps make this manifest. However, I just met most of you, so I'm not sure that I trust telling my life story and trauma to strangers.
Thank you.
Fair.
I am going to call an early 5-minute bio break. So you've got some slides, right, Colt? Okay, so go ahead and let's roll that. And we'll be back in 5, but I would like to speak to the players before you head off the bio break.
Okay.
So Mharta's decided to stay at the Shire for a little while to get to know these people and find out who they are and what they're about. Sometime during the next few days, it'll be about a little less than a week. While she's there, she ends up one-on-one out back by the dog park. There's actually a little dog run behind the Shire they built for Wynonna. And as we found out in the previous episode, there's several other people from the settlement that have pets that they choose to call dogs, none of which are actually dogs, that use the dog run. It's also a good place to hang out that's got a little privacy and isn't quite the same as being in Dust Churro House. So we're going to go to Dee and Mharta, who are having themselves a chat. Can't hear you, Danielle.
Whoops, sorry. Is this better?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Okay. Like we were talking about. So like I don't really remember a ton about growing up with my siblings, but I do remember sparring with them like a lot. Do you like physical fighting, or like what's your favorite form of melee?
Usually fisticuffs, but I'm not averse to hand-to-hand weapons.
Really? God,
Yes.
that's so cool. I'm the same way. I can shoot a longbow if I have to, but it's a lot easier to just do, physical one-on-one. It's my specialty, actually. It's pretty cool. I'm an assassin.
You're an assassin, but you are better with your hands. What about knives or poison or?
Same stuff. Like, I can use them, but I'm more like, oh man, gosh, I found this video file one time. What's that guy's name? Jet Li, right? It's kind of like that. I don't know if you know, but he's like this guy, like a.
Yeah, I know who Jet Li is. But
I'm so surprised anytime anyone knows anything about anything. Media is so rare these days. So that's so cool that you know about Jet Li too.
yes, but in most films he was proficient with weapons and his hands.
There's more than one? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
This is amazing. So, here we are talking about Jet Li. I have an actual question, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Can you tell me more about Grace? And, maybe what she, like, what else you know? Or anything, really?
Out of character, what do I know about Grace?
She was a scientist. She was a researcher. You can tell, though, your insight's pretty good, right?
My what?
Insight?
Yes, as soon as I find it. Yes, it is a 5.
Yeah, no roll necessary. It's pretty clear the kid is like circling you didn't actually tell her how Grace died. So she's kind of poking around the area, but trying to be nice about it. She seems just like painfully kind, but so didn't want to just roll up and go, hey, by the way.
Well, Grace, she was smart. She was funny. She drew a lot of blood, though. Not sure why.
Wait, what, a lot of blood?
Drew, with a needle.
Oh, sorry. I drew a mural with blood recently. It just kind of. Anyway. Yeah, she definitely did take a lot of vials. I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
Well, at least we're both still alive to tell about it.
I'm really glad you're here.
Really? Do tell.
Yeah. I know, I don't know. It's just nice to be around people that that are like you. And it's really hard after D left, I know I probably don't seem super smart, and it's taken me a really long time to figure out how people are people and what makes them different than angels. But I think it's really nice that I feel like you treat me like a person, and I don't know. I just think it's really nice, even if we're not having a nice time.
And Marta is just kind of like thinking about it, kind of like, why wouldn't I treat you like a person? And also, aren't you D? And she looks up at her and finally just says, why wouldn't I treat you like a person?
Well, because I'm not just a person. It makes it difficult.
You're all shiny and pure, but you're a person. I don't understand. I may be a little older and a little old-fashioned, but I was raised to treat people like people, no matter how many limbs or eyes or whatever they have.
I just wish more people were like you. I'm around Navad and Erik and Winona and everybody because they treat me like people. But out in the world, it's really hard. It's taken me a long time to catch up around other people. Like, they just know stuff that I don't, and it just makes it hard for people to notice me, I guess, for anything other than being different. People notice that I'm pure, but they don't notice that, like, I have my own thoughts and that I am strong, Like, everybody knew that D was smart, that B was smart. B was so smart, and she was so, like, sassy, And, like, sometimes the best way that I can describe it is, like, I'm just D. But, like, now that I feel a little bit more clear-headed most of the time, I feel like I'm more than just D. Like, I'm smart, and I have cool stuff to say, and I know things. I know so many things, and I know more than just fighting too. I just wish I knew what happened to Grace. I know something happened. I just don't know what. And I thought maybe you would know.
Well, what I know is that when I got there, when the few brought me to see her because of the things I was experiencing, it's very clear that whatever made the crater probably took Grace as well. There was nothing there but a giant hole in the ground, and it was...
When you're investigating and you came up against the believers, one thing you were worried about is when the angels find something they think is a threat, they called on what everyone calls skyfire, which is basically a satellite bombardment that creates a molten crater. So that's the reason the Waste don't have big cities or big settlements, because if it's too big, they just flash it out to make sure it's not a threat.
Okay. These angels, it looks like they took out the city where Grace lived.
Thank you for telling me.
You're welcome. It's not fun being the bearer of bad news, but I have no reason to lie to you or to keep it from you.
I don't remember a lot, but I do remember that Grace and Pap were really nice, and they were really, really smart. And I hope that you got to experience some of that, even if she took a lot of blood.
Yeah. For the most part, yeah.
Let's go back to the 4-Up cult. Another thing during that week that Mharta is going to notice is occasionally, kind of peripherally, so never direct on, but kind of when you catch it in the corner of your eye, it looks to you like Navad has an extra shadow.
Oh. A matching shadow?
Nope. Whatever the other shadow is has horns.
Oh. Say otherwise the same, but it has horns.
Same rough build, but again, it's a shadow, so it's hard to pick out details. But it's humanoid. Is where occasionally you see it like on a wall or on the floor, and when you look over to get like a better look, it's not there. But it's something that you're picking up. Did you mention it, or just keep a lookout for it?
After the first couple of times and realizing that when I turn away, the shadow's gone, I do look to Navad and kind of look him up and down and go, I can't think of a polite way to ask this, but when your magic manifests, do you change other than the skull?
Okay, so here's the deal, Mharta. Recently, some people were giving me a hard time about when I do the skull thing, and it's cute, and it's not that intimidating, and like, you know, I've had this on and people laugh at me and stuff.
Yeah.
And so Merlin Gordon, yeah, he said something about if I want to like open the dark door or unlock the dark door or something. And then like I did, and I have like an extra thing. I don't know what it is. Like, do you kind of sense that maybe you have some magic, but you don't know what it is?
It's something. I hesitate to call it magic, but have you ever noticed a shadow that seems to act on its own around you?
Oh, wait. Is it like behind me?
Not right now.
Usually.
That was me in character.
No, I was answering in character.
Yeah.
Right. No, I was talking to Mike. I was telling him the butt out of our sweet role play. Okay. What did you say? Does it do the thing?
It's there, but it seems to have horns.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened. Like I did the skull thing, and people told me that my skull looked different. Like it was like had antlers or like a stag or something. And Gordon says that he could see the guy standing behind me. And then I looked around and he wasn't there. But you can see the shadow?
I can see the shadow. I can't see another you or another person, but
you've got some kind of powers.
But Why? Why now? I'm in my 40s.
I, I mean, everybody. I think everybody gets them at the different times. Like this is new. That the horns thing is new. Like I didn't. It was new to me.
I can't explain it. And Marta actually like stares at her hands, trying to like will something to either manifest or appear. Because now she's just getting super frustrated that everyone's telling her she has magic.
Make a willpower roll.
What?
Make a
Oh boy.
pretty good number.
I know. I'm just looking to see how many dice it is.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not used to this sheet. Where is it?
6.
Oh wow. Okay then.
Those are good odds.
Yeah.
So while she's doing a willpower save, Mike.
Yeah.
Can I do like a, hold on. Can I just do like an insight check to, I want to just see like if I can pick up on her magic vibes.
Do you want to use read?
So read feels a little.
You don't want to be spellcasting it.
I don't want to spellcast right in front of her because that feels rude.
So once she does her thing,
Okay.
we'll have you roll sense.
Okay.
I can't roll any dice right now.
Is the dice roller being weird? Let me see if I can get it.
Not doing a thing at all.
I rolled for you. If that's cool.
I got 1, 6, 3 5s, a 4, and a 2.
Sweet.
Yeah, because it was not letting me roll at all.
So you look at your hands, and when you look up, Gregor is standing right in front of you with a glass of water.
Thank you.
Thought you might be thirsty, my lady.
Sure. Thank you. And she takes it with one hand and still kind of like glancing at the other. Thanks.
So, Navad, he didn't appear or anything. He just walked over with the water. When you drink it, you realize you were very thirsty. You probably needed to have a drink. You didn't think about it. And when he gave it to you and you take the drink, it's like some of the best water you've had in days. And thinking back, this is how your ability's been working as you've been traveling. Is the things you need have kind of been there. And things that would have been in your way aren't. So when you focused, it seemed to have, it was either a coincidence or you just conjured a glass of water.
And someone to bring it to me, apparently.
Correct.
I'm going to think really hard about a churro, but in a different flavor.
Okay, give me that willpower roll again.
Genius. Pure genius.
What would Marta's preferred flavor of?
What is this imagined churro now?
It's totally a Nutella churro. But I did not get any 6s. I did get 2 5s though.
Gregor comes back. He's got a churro, and he has one of those little plastic cups with grape jelly in it. I thought you might be hungry. I know you've got something to wash it down. We're experimenting with dipping sauces.
I'm good on the jelly, but I'll take the churro. Thank you.
I told you it would. We don't have chocolate.
I'm good on jelly. If I have toast at some point, I'll be glad to take it.
I'll keep this for you then.
Thank you. And I take a bite off the churro and then kind of wrap up the rest because I really wasn't that hungry. I was just really trying to see if this would work.
Well, it seems like a partial success.
Yeah, so I got a churro. I didn't get the churro I wanted.
Like the LaCroix of this power. So like you were imagining Nutella and you get like a whiff of like if a hazelnut ran by and a little piece of chocolate like ran by your churro. That's how you're like, oh, I have an air of it.
Basically.
It's like ordering on Wish.
Right.
Maybe you'll get something similar.
At least you didn't get the coconut water LaCroix. Like everything else is.
Like what?
So Gordon walks over to the group who's hanging out, enjoying magic summon churros.
So can I do my read or my insight check? I want to get the vibe of like if I can tell what's going on.
So make an insight check, but you'd have to get pretty good.
I got a 6 and a 5. Look at that.
She is connected to something in the same way Diane was connected to something.
She is connected to something in the same way that
Diane?
Oh, from the magic episode?
From Haven, who became the leader of basically a coven.
Right. Sorry. I was confusing Diane with the woman who took the magic lessons with Gordon with me.
Oh, no. Yeah. So you and Gordon don't work like that.
Right.
You're using the will and the word and all that good kind of stuff.
Right.
Diane worked differently. She was connected to things. You felt it briefly because it passed through you. That seemed to be more like what Mharta's doing. Okay.
It's a connection thing rather than a willpower thing.
Well, it's both, but it's where the source is. Your source is personal. Hers seems to be external. She's plugged into something.
Okay. And I pick up on that vibe.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, with more than one success, maybe what, but one you can definitely pick up that it's happening.
Okay. Okay. Connected. Okay. Good to know.
So Gordon says, since you picked up on that, we will say that you relate this to him that night, which will make this interaction make more sense. He will say, well, you could take her to meet Diane.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, because if we're looking to a tradition that might be helpful to her, ours won't be very helpful. Clearly what she's doing doesn't work the same way as what we're doing does.
Well, it feels like we should ask her what she wants to do.
Oh, of course. I'm just
always standing there while they're talking about me like this.
Absolutely not.
Okay, this is
in the private, magically sealed, utterly private. No one.
Is this before or after the churro summoning?
Well,
with
this would have been
Grape
after, because I was assuming to move the story forward that you.
Okay, sounds good. I just was trying to place it
because
in
it's
the
almost
timeline.
9. And sorry, 8:30. I'm trying to move the next part.
I got you.
He relates that and plants that seed.
Seed planted.
And you, of course, are free, as always, to do anything you want, including the hell with this. We're grabbing bigger guns. And we're going to take over the next settlement.
Right.
The world is yours. I'm just saying, I have to offer up what I've got over here. Then
yes.
You can give it what you want.
Okay, so where are we now?
It's 2:00 in the afternoon. You've just had a lovely lunch. You walked Bork because Y did not take Bork with her. The big dude that was the other dog walker in the Stories About Springfield episode is taking care of Bork for her. So you're all sitting down for a what are we doing next? And those of you that are used to doing kind of wasteland wandering adventuring, especially D, who's not been out for a long time, are getting a little itchy. And I think Erik gets itchy after like 24 minutes, right? You haven't shot anything in like days.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that.
I love playing with Bork, but I want to go hit something on purpose. What are we doing?
Well, it's just us.
So we're going to hit each other? Is that what you're saying?
No. I mean, I love sparring with you guys, but let's be real. I can't actually assume battle stance or I'll kill you all. So, it's kind of a moot point at this point to practice with you anymore. Maybe
Mharta,
But
Marta, are you having a good time here?
Yes. Though I'm getting a little restless, and while churros are great, I found D. We know that our friend is gone, and I don't know what to do next.
Well, like, what would you normally do? Are you interested in your powers?
And she kind of curls her lip at that actually and is like, I don't know if they're powers though. I mean, it's a coincidence that I wished for water, even though I didn't realize I was thirsty and suddenly there was water. But, you know, y'all are a nice, courteous lot. What if somebody just saw me thinking and brought me water?
Wondering. Oh, go ahead, Dee.
No, you go.
I mean, I was thinking that like we could just like go look for trouble and see what happens.
I mean, the other thing is the few are waiting for you on Montego, so you know where your crew is.
The who?
Well, that was to Tanya.
Oh, to Tanya.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't know who they are.
Okay.
True. I guess from where we are now, how long would it take to get to that crew in Montego?
4 days.
Okay, so I know I've got at least 4 days travel, depending on if I leave from this settlement.
Yeah.
Well, I do have people waiting on me, but where are you thinking about trouble?
Well, what if we accompanied you at least halfway, if not like all the way there, and then we can, hop ourselves back, but we could kind of explore your magic while we make our way and then get you home safe?
Well, in this world, no place is safe.
That's true.
So as far as, this is to Erik, as far as what's happening in the region, the region is slowly being taken over by curse because of your destruction of the tank and the glorious delivery of the fuck you, leave us alone. They have in fact left you alone. They've also left anything in the immediate area alone. So they look like they're going to just what's that terrible should be illegal process where you
Gerrymandering.
voting areas? Yeah, gerrymandering. That terrible thing that survives somehow. So they're going to gerrymander around you.
Okay. We're the Republic of San Marino.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
There we go.
So what's happening outside your kind of defended bubble, because you've planted your roots and you're defending the immediate area, is there's a lot of battles and this happens all across the wasteland, is warlords pop up and they try to become, the big boss. And then if they get too big, the angels dust them with the skyfire. But so far that's not happened. And part of the key is a lot of smaller settlements they can get away with because there's nothing to space blast by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude seems to be doing that. So a lot of the area that you're in, beyond that immediate zone, he's been taking over, settlements, waysides, things like that. So he's trouble for sure.
I mean, I think I'd rather look for trouble than sit around and try and decide what we're all going to have for dinner for another couple of days.
Probably going to be churros.
Probably.
I mean, there's also that guy with the arcade, but you're going to sick gold water on that dude.
Yeah, but that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
There's a dude out there, man, Marta. There's a dude out there. He's got a truck full of pinball machines and an old generator and a bunch of tokens. And it was the most fun 3 hours I believe I have had in my entire life.
Literally miss everything cool.
Oh yeah, D. Sorry, we forgot when we on our way to the wedding. We met a traveling pinball arcade.
And we blew up a tank. And
Did you
Torg adopted
get
the
me
Ripper.
freaking
And I married
anything?
my gun.
And he married his gun. You were sick.
And you didn't get me a Goodwill present. I just want to clarify that I've been interested in you for months and I am very ill and you didn't get me a sorry I saw a pinball thing and then you weren't there and now I'm here present. That's what okay, just making sure. No one's keeping scores or tallies at all. No one.
I want to clarify, D, that you've liked me for a long time, and I don't know how to react to it because I was friends with your identical sister first who blew up in front of my eyes, and I'm 18 years old, and I just recently had a deer skull come out of my head, and I think it's following me around. So I'm sorry I didn't get you a card because I'm 18 and I don't think about anybody except for me most of the time, and then every once in a while I realize that I'm a jerk, but that makes me think about myself more.
Man, for somebody who's
So let's go kill something.
Maybe you could add an extra lord to your name.
Can I have a willpower save, please?
Willpower?
kidding.
Yeah, willpower save would be great.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Mara just sitting there with like some water and a churro going.
This is
I could have left 4 days ago. She's thinking to
you're
herself.
also you're just like watching our dysfunctional family here. I got a 6.
So 2 little bitty horns kind of break through at your temples, and then you kind of force them back down.
Okay. Oh wow, so they manifested themselves physically right there and there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, I never said for the stream or for Tanya that one of Navad's permanent mutations is his eyes are the his pupils. His eyes are shaped like skulls, like he has skull shaped random thing with his pupils. Mostly probably he probably wasn't born that way. He probably used magic and it warped his body a little bit. It looks a little bit like the Venture Brothers logo.
Okay.
Or the dude in the last Boy Scout who had all those eyeballs that he would pop out and have skulls and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I push my horns back down, and I say, "Look, Marta's sitting here listening to us fight. She could go back to her thing, her people, and we could like maybe get into some trouble on the way, D, and we can just like take out our frustrations that way."
Well, let's super do it, but you just had little baby horns pop out of your face.
I know. I pushed them back down. Don't talk about it.
They were kind of super cute because they're only little, like, kind of cute little horns.
No baby.
Little Bambi-ish momentarily.
Hornlets.
Hornlets.
So we're going to cut to the 4 of you going cross country. You
Okay.
have apparently decided to turn the session into a hex crawl, and you are going north by northwest 1 hex to see what the heck is north by northwest of 1 hex. You're going roughly the direction of where the few are stationed. Marta, they're camping in Montego. You can tell them that's a great place to stay. She hasn't said what they are yet, Shannon. Montego actually brews beer. Getting real beer is rare. So the picture, I'm going to drop another movie reference that no one knows. No, From Dusk Till Dawn is more commonly seen, right? Than the usual stuff that I drop.
Yes.
So From Dusk Till Dawn, the bar in that, if you made an RV post-apocalyptic settlement, that bar, that's what Montego is like. So it's beer and drinking and partying and dancing.
Okay.
So your crew is very all about the idea of, well, if you got a thing to do, we'll just go hang out in Montego. I mean, if that's okay. So, all right, off you go. Give me a D6 roll, Danielle.
Just one.
Yes, please.
5.
Okay. So here's the problem with wandering around. Speaking in the narrative voice, one thing that she's only barely aware of is one of the ways her power is manifesting is Mharta doesn't get into a lot of trouble because she's kind of manipulating her environment. So you start wandering around and like monsters are not popping out. There's no renegade bikers. You're like wandering around with the person who's the not have a random encounter person because her powers make it so she doesn't have them.
Whoa.
So you travel for 2 days. Erik, nothing. Like literally nothing.
Man. You guys remember when we used to do stuff and things would happen? I mean, I don't know. I'm bored. I'm bored.
Me too. This is ridiculous. I can't assassin if there's nothing to assass.
I feel you.
And Mharta really wants to like pull from that old knowledge of like that's not the right declination of assassinate, but she doesn't do it barely. But she has a feeling if she starts doing that, then Dee will feel really silly. But she wants to very badly because that's my own kind of. That's not the plural of assassin.
Hey,
Like nails on a chalkboard.
when we first met Dee, she's a little bit the Kimmy Schmidt of the Wasteland. Like she had lived in isolation. She didn't know
Bit of the wasteland.
That's
She didn't
such
know
a
much of-
good way to put it.
she didn't know much of anything.
No.
But terminally upbeat.
You camp for the night, and during the night, there are no encounters. You even don't put like you only have one person on guard, and you're kind of not really paying attention, and nothing bad happens. In fact, when you wake up, when you're starting to like gather firewood to make breakfast, you find some delicious berries that happen to be in the like
Man.
in the range of your campsite.
I'm a little extra pissy because I got too much sleep for the first time in like years.
Add an extra sleep.
I got like 6 hours of continuous sleep. It's
Like
yeah, it makes me pissy.
I'm collecting
Wait.
firewood and just throwing it on the ground in collective heaps as hard as I can, and then picking it back up and getting a little bit more.
So as player characters having a temper tantrum over no encounters.
Yes.
I love that. I need a D6 from Shannon, please.
Okay. Here we go.
Man, I know what a funny result is. Okay. I know. Okay, cool. On the fourth day, we again pan in with a very expensive drone shot to a bunch of people. You know, in the Bugs Bunny cartoons, when somebody's angry and you get the don't, you
Yeah.
get the angry walk-in music.
Yeah.
Bunch of frustrated wastelanders. You've encountered nothing but fast, easy travel. You found a radio hut that had not been completely scavenged, and you actually come up with about 400 volts in salvage, and there was nothing there to defend it. So your bags are full of like saleable items. You're all really well rested. The weather has been excellent and temperate. And up ahead,
Has there been relatively little debris in the road? Like,
it's very right. Your ankles aren't sore.
It's the last like paved part of the entire wasteland. It's beautiful.
Wait, so hold on. So hold on. So Navad is a little slow on the uptake, but I do feel like at this point, maybe I'm suspicious that this is like the smooth sailing that we have. Is Mharta? Can I do like a sense or an insight on that?
You're not going to need to make a roll. I think either Shannon or Navad could easily parse that without needing a roll.
Okay. It'd just be like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's fine.
Marta's presence is like really blessing us with fair and easy passage.
Yeah, and from time to time, because you do have that sensibility, she's doing it without concentrating, and you can sense that there's energy coming to her from somewhere. And it's apparently giving her really smooth sailing.
Okay. So I'm a walking rabbit's foot.
Well, that's what the few called you at first.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought of something else entirely, but it's so not the right thing to say.
So, okay, I'm going to come up to Marta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marta.
Yes.
Okay. Things have been going pretty smooth right now.
Yeah.
Is it always smooth for you, or is this like a recent thing that's been happening?
And she like looks off with that 1,000-yard stare to think about it. Probably recently. That's part of why I was going to see Grace.
To see what was up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you...
Up ahead, you see the settlement, guys. While you're talking.
Oh, good. We made it.
How awesome.
Are you so enamored of strife that you are unhappy about a smooth day of travel?
You know, have you ever heard of a cooler?
Yeah.
The person that sits down at a gaming table and turns everybody's luck bad. You're like the reverse of a cooler, which you would think would be good, but it is like a fun sucker. I mean, you're nice and I enjoy your company, but I feel myself getting older with every hour that we spend not doing anything interesting.
Up ahead, Montego is actually an RV park, so it's a circle of decommissioned, no longer mobile RVs that have been dragged into position to serve as basically houses. So it's just a big ring, and there's a couple of gates they've built so that there's an inside and an outside. Circling Montego, and it's about 3 p.m. Beautiful temperature, like 72 degrees. There is a group of people on motorcycles running around the outside, whooping and hollering. And some of them have crossbows, some of them have shotguns. And you see that a few have flags flying off the back that depict a fist wrapped in barbed wire, which is the symbol of curse.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Marta
boy.
stops in her tracks at that.
Not supposed to be here. Guys, we can rumble.
Marta just looks around like, maybe I made a mistake.
You say there's beer in there?
Yeah.
And we're out here?
Yes.
And there is something stopping us from getting beer?
You can hear yelling. It's almost like another group of player characters having a scene in another scenario, and you're overhearing a confrontation.
Oh, I want to join. Let's
go.
And I look over at Navad and just, are they always like this?
Yeah. So these two, like, I'm kind of in the middle on the violence spectrum, and then these two are kind of on the extreme. So yeah, they are kind of always like this.
There's a group of travelers coming out. One of the gates opens, and they're leaving the town. There's 14 of them, and they look familiar to Marta.
Oh, okay. Do I need to do a roll for that?
Oh, they're your people.
Oh.
They've apparently decided to nope out of the confrontation.
Oh.
Like, they don't necessarily know about your history and how you would react to curse. So as far as they're concerned, this isn't their business. So they're walking vaguely your direction, haven't seen you yet.
Okay. If I can, I'll raise my hand, or if we have any kind of hand sign between us, or some way to.
Oh, you got to have something special, of course.
Yeah.
One of them waves and yells, "Goddess!" And they come running over. So it's 14 armed waster dudes.
And I give my co-leader, or the one I left in charge while I was off doing things, give him a hug.
Oh, it's good to see you. Time to go?
In a bit. And I wait, I'd nod my head to these three. They took care of me when I was looking for Grace. Well, when I was looking for this one, D.
So these people, they're okay?
Yeah, they're good. They fed me churros.
I'm going to assume that's a good thing.
Oh, man.
We're the few. We follow the goddess. There's some kind of confrontation going on in there. It's got nothing to do with nothing. So we just there's some big beefy dude yelling orders, and the guy who runs the place was yelling back, and you won't take us, and it's our beer, and go fuck yourself. And we decided you told us to wait, so we decided we could just wait out here.
So the flag that's on their bikes.
Yes,
remember that flag, right?
Well, maybe, but there's a lot of warlords out here.
And I just lean in and just go, "It's curse."
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Are these people here for this?
No, they were just coming along with me, but I've got the devil's or an angel's luck, and they were bored because nothing attacked us. But I think we can fix that right now.
There's only about a dozen of them. We outnumber them, and certainly with them. I mean, that little goblin monkey dude is a huge gun.
Hold up. You could ask my name. I am so much more important than goblin or monkey. You could just ask my name.
Oh, I'd accept grunt, thug, or henchman. So no offense, man. What's your name?
Erik.
I was projecting, Erik.
It's all good.
I don't have that kind of specificity. I just serve her. You know who she is, right?
Yeah. And Marta's just like, "Not this again."
She's God reborn.
What now?
She's the goddess.
And you see Marta like frantically shaking her head.
She eases our path. She raised a buddy of mine from the damn dead. I saw it.
Oh.
Right? So, as far as I know, she came back here with you because you could help us against that. Because that's exactly the kind of thing that happens around her. Ask her about toast sometime. When she wants toast, she gets toast. And if she wanted toast with butter and jelly, she gets toast with butter and jelly.
I mean, butter? I've never even actually seen butter.
Oh, you got to get yourself one of those tube cows and milk one of those like 16 breast scissors. And then you make milk and I'll show you butter. It's really good. But point is, if she wants a thing, regardless of what it is, she gets a thing. And apparently what she wants is to wreak holy hell on those cursed bastards. And she brought us help.
Well, I've got a specific grudge with people from Curse.
We are the few. So your reasons are your own, and we are content just to follow. You brought us nothing but good luck since the first day you joined up with us.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I see I have a crossbow. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I forgot what I gave myself for weapons.
Never mind. your main thing in battle is the command abilities. You're a leader, so you tend to make other people better.
All right, so I heft my crossbow and glance over to where they're kicking up all this dust. I'm like, well, you said you were bored.
Oh yes.
So you want like stopped, crippled, or dead?
It's cursed. I want them all dead.
Okay, so your boys generally carry crossbows and stabbers and things because ammo can be expensive. But when it's something that you have obviously a specific urge to do, they'll break out the pistols and shotguns. They'll spend the money if you care. Generally, they'll just shoot crossbows. When you're like, you want them dead, they're like, all right, boys, break out the shells. And they start loading them.
They seem fun.
Oh, they're a whole lot of fun.
So the people surrounding the town, they've stopped their motorcycle, they've got off, and they're arming up. So it looks like trouble. The confrontation that's happened to the other party is resolved, and it's about to get bloody.
First round's on me once we take them out.
I knew I liked you.
Can we
So Erik reaches back and pulls Karen out and gives her a great big kiss on her stock.
So first round is generally done, initiative is done narratively. And narratively, I think Erik is the most horned up to shoot something and has the longest range weapon. So that's going to give you initiative.
So what am I looking at?
So you're looking at a bunch of just biker ruffians, a lot of light leathers. Most of them have crossbows or spears, knives. About a third of them have shotguns.
What is there an obvious like attack formation that they are forming, or are they just?
No, they're starting to form up. This looks like the parking lot outside of like a Rat concert. So they're like going in the trunk and getting their beer, and so they're not quite formed up to do the attack. And their leaders inside having the showdown. So you're just looking at the guys out here trying to score phone numbers.
Right.
And stuff.
So whoever looks like they're having the most fun, is going to be. I'm going to use target to headshot them.
I would. That sounds like an excellent plan. Okay, give me a shoot roll.
All right. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Do you have anything you can do with the extra 6? I don't remember what your
target 1 allows me to target the body part, right? So
well, no, target 1 lets you drop a die from your attack to give 1 to your damage. So assume you've done that. So roll your damage with an extra die.
All right then.
And light leather against guns only has a 2.
Oh, good God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, good Lord.
So that's going to be quite a lot. Oh, and I just porked it.
And I get to roll 3 exploding, right?
Yeah, you certainly do. And
can I inadvertently kill somebody else?
You know what? Yeah, roll up all the damage, and we will apply the roll over to the guy next to him.
Okay. Oh, hubris.
Indeed.
Oh, hubris.
Okay, so that's going to be both of them dropping. So you're going to go through the one and then the buddy standing behind him, and he drops. Next up is going to be, I think, again, in terms of your battle, D just goes running, right?
Oh, yeah.
So do you want to get one of the shotgun guys?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use my crossbow. And okay, so that's 4. No! The bow just like falls off as because I'm doing it while I'm running. I haven't done this in a while, so I'm like, I'm sorry.
So I think you then throw it down like the hell with this.
So amped up.
Yeah. Okay. Navad.
I'm gonna just try to like I'm gonna cast a rend on them to like make one of the bike wheels spin out. Right? They're on motorcycles, right?
They're getting off, but considering they're motorcycles, like throwing them around or making them explode is pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna like chuck a motorcycle at them basically.
Okay, yeah, the effect is like somebody throwing a grenade, and considering you're driving
See if I can
motorcycles-
rope one of their motorcycles and use it against them.
Go ahead and make your roll.
That's my 5d6. I got two partials.
Okay, and roll 6 dice damage, crit of 2, and then have the result.
And then half the result.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I got 2 exploding. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's 10. Reroll the 6s.
Okay. I got 10 points. Oh. Okay. That's
So
it.
10 points, not enough to take them out, but it's enough to knock them down. So
Okay,
I would say 3 of them are thrown down.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Mharta, you have 14 people to command and yourself. What's your command?
I order my folks to just go. Those that have guns, try to get in position and start picking people off. Those that are more melee range, I order them to attack, and I am using all my mastery and everything else.
So go ahead and make a leadership test.
Leadership, where are you? I'm trying to see where that is. Oh, that is 7.
Oh, wow. That's going to be some successes, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
She lead.
She's good at this.
Only 1 success, surprisingly.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
So they run in, and what that ends up doing is you'll take down the ones that are staying back on your side. It'll force them to go in. The problem with that is, Montego, remember that bar? Everybody has a pistol. So the ones that are pulling back, tactically, you hear a whole bunch of gunfire coming from inside the ring of RVs. So they can choose to die from your snipers, or when they're backing away from your hand-to-hand guys, they can go inside that wall and get shot by the guys that just wanted a real beer. I'm going to say that this is going to pull back the camera and just be like, it's getting dark, and we just see flashes of gunfire and lots of screaming and, oh God, where'd they come from? And the little one just tore off my arm, and why has that guy got horns? And I assume that Erik just gets like climbs a phone pole or something and just starts turning off switches, right?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. About 2 minutes later, your guys get together. They compare ammo. They're like, you like, yeah, here's some, and they're just cleaning up. You gonna resolve in there? Or we can just stay here. I think it's over.
Yeah, let's walk in. And to make a show of it, she has a crossbow on her shoulder.
Okay.
And she walks in, it's like, who's the leader of you cursed bastards?
There is a guy, he's not on his knees because one of his knees was blown out by Erik because you were able to shoot into the ring by being up high. Muscular dude, whimpering, so it's kind of a one knee. I'm not a leader. It's him, says another one. It's him.
And who do I see that he's pointing to?
He's a big tattooed dude that has muscles that probably came from meds and not from actual exercise. He's got a lot of acne, which suggests use of other meds. And he is like somebody that's broadcasting so much unearned fake machismo that it's just he reeks of it. And a couple of the dudes that are holding guns to him, one says, he said his name is Big Destroyer.
Marta looks entirely unimpressed.
It's like taser face. Love it.
And the couple of survivors from his crew that immediately ran him out look at you like, we know. So a woman comes over. She's got a fur coat. She's not wearing a lot else, and it's not a lack of. It's more because the fur coat is too warm than wanting to be scantily clad. It's like put on the coat, and if she was wearing full gear, she'd just pass out.
Okay.
I'm Honey Bear. I think I have you. You were given the orders, right?
Yeah, to the ones not intent on taking over your bar.
Well, I sure do appreciate that. I don't have actual physical cards for you, but I can definitely bestow lifetime membership in the Black Card Beer Drinkers Club of Montego.
That sounds good. Do you want me to take out this trash?
Oh, you mean Big Destroyer? I was thinking we blow out the other kneecap and put him to work as a bar back.
But if he has to be a bar back, he kind of has to walk.
Yeah, but then we get to make fun of him as he shuffles across the bar and we throw things at him.
No, not my vibe. Not my vibe at all. Besides, flag is carrying. I owe them.
All yours then. Sorry, Destroyer. I was going to give you a job.
I nod to my folks and let's not dirty the floors any more than we have.
They
Take them out back.
start dragging, and there's about 6 of them that made it inside, and most of them are dead, and they drag all of them out. The 3 that are still alive obviously are screaming and begging for mercy, and one of them is just, you heard the goddess. Her word goes. And they pull them all. So it's back, and within like 4 like dramatic narrative heartbeats, music starts immediately up, and people seem to come out of nowhere with trays of glasses of beer. And somebody literally yells, "Ha ha!"
Okay.
Welcome to Montego. What is your name, dear lady?
Me, Marta.
To Marta! Drinks on us! To Marta! And everybody lifts their drink. I need Marta to make an insight check, please.
And
To make a poison save roll.
Wow.
For 26 people.
I kind of love the fact that that's the world that Erik lives in, but it's actually not the world that Marta lives in.
My insight is
I think poor Erik, it's like, I go to the restaurant. It's the restaurant of death, right?
Yeah.
I had 2 successes. I succeeded.
You sometimes get feelings, like when you use your empathy with your crew. You get another reading, but from farther away. You think it may be because what you just did is bigger than what you normally do. And if the kid is right about you getting energy from someplace else, it's possible that the few are feeding you. With that spike of energy comes the insight that your father is still alive.
Huh. She was kind of sitting back, tipped in her chair, feet up on a table, relaxing with her favorite beer. And at that moment, when it hits her, she sits up and looks around like she's trying to find the source of this revelation. And she looks to the others. There's someone out there I'm related to.
I mean,
She's not sure. Like, in the open bar, she doesn't want to say it's her father.
One of your guys leans in. You mean in Winterbourne?
Yes.
Wintergreen, sorry. Wintergreen?
Yes.
So do we go?
In the morning. Running off right now won't do us any good. And
So you mean next episode?
sure.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, I figured we would at least eat. I don't know.
So we're going to cut there, despite the fact that poor Shannon has vanished. Next episode, we're going to pick up from some of this crew and the player characters, going with Mharta on what may well be a rescue mission, because she has just realized that her father is still in settlement that she managed to escape from many years ago. So unlike this episode, an immediate surge into near immediate combat will ensue. So thank you for joining us, Tanya. And we're going to go ahead and who's on credits today?
It is D.
Okay, so before I hand it over to D, So before I hand it over to D, Colt and I do a thing called Tales Told in the Dark on Wednesday night. So you can find the details on the Wandering Wizard page on Facebook. And we tell an anthology of horror live play stories like this, and we would love to see. Okay, back to Danielle.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, we just want to say we would like to thank our moderator, Tiger Stripe Moon, Andres Fabus for opening audio, our chronicler, Brett Grimstan, my bad, and as always, our technical director, Colt Joyce. Big thanks to Tanya DePass for being our guest, and join us next week for part 2. And until next time, we'll see you in the wasteland.